So I'm not going to mention the partner. So there's a partner working with that will help us drive it. So it's going to be driven by private sector. So at the end of the day, it's not misused, and I know we have a culture in Nigeria, so I want this to be done professionally. So we're going to have a private sector driving at the end of the day.
Okay. And we got a spontaneous applause. Now, okay, you see what you're doing here, what government is doing in Nigeria, but how is government helping or planning to open markets with global opportunities?
So one reason why I make some of those trips that I've done is to look for opportunities. Like I was mentioning to you that while I'm going for fashion, Paris Fashion Week. It's not like I love traveling. I mentioned to you, okay, I mentioned today, yeah. So I'm telling you guys now. So it's not like I love traveling. Yes. The only way to create this kind of partnership, you have to go there and see what they're doing and see what kind of opportunities can be created. My thinking is now this is on the fashion industry now. For everyone to train, what is the go-to-market strategy? I'm always thinking about that. So they make fantastic, and I think we've done well. We've improved. Like I was having a conversation with someone about Femi handbag. Most of you don't know. She's located in Ibadan. If you see that kind of brand, the kind of product that she sells, you would think that she's Lagos-based. But I've gone to her factory in Ibadan. She has a store in Lagos too. But her bags, I can say this anywhere, can compete with any international brand anywhere.
I agree. Yes.
And when I went there, I bought 3 bags. People are not here. I bought 3 bags. I went to give them to my colleagues at the villa. Use it so that people can ask you, where did you get this bag from? Because I think that's one way to promote this. Let people see. And now she has started collaborating with international brands. There's one particular traveling brand that she did. She collaborated with an international brand to produce that. And it's amazing. So those are the kind of collaborations I'm looking at driving. So when I go on the streets, I look for what are possible partnerships that we can create so that Nigerian creatives can benefit. There was a project that was sponsored, the Miss Diaspora USA. I know a lot of questions was, why did you sponsor the one in Nigeria? I'm thinking, how do we take our products to the US? How do we take our products to London? And one of them was, all the costumes they wore were from Nigeria. And a lot of the contestants have never been to Nigeria before. But they wore costumes that were made in Nigeria. That's an opportunity already. And now what I'm discussing with them is, can we have a fun event, a fashion runway event next year? We're asking Nigerian fashion designers to bring their products. We'll find a way to move their product to the US. Then we'll run that there. By doing that, we're exposing our product to the diaspora. And I think it's going to create more opportunities. So these are some of the things that we're working on, that we're hoping that can also help to drive some of our local product to the diaspora market.
It sounds like a strategy that will work. Now, you said that your desk is both tech and the creative. So where's the confluence?
So it's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
I want to start with this. One thing that has happened to the film industry is the streaming platform. It has helped to open the market where people all over the world can watch our film. Why? Because of the streaming platform, and that's technology. I think that technology can help us to drive our products, whatever we do. And let me come back to, I don't talk about fashion at all. So you have someone in Jigawa producing shirts, and he has never been to Lagos before. But you have to put that's technology. They have people in Lagos purchasing that product. That's technology. So the question I always ask myself, how do we create more technology product to drive the sometimes technology fails. It's part of it. Yeah, so that's the conversation. Even though a part of my portfolio still involved me creating an opportunities for startups in the creative ecosystem to succeed. So one of the things that I started doing was to start to create creative hubs across different states, also support creative hubs everywhere. if you see right now, a lot of people are focusing on fintech. I think that there are a lot of issues that technology can solve. So you have the logistic sector, you have the education sector. I think technology can solve a lot of those problems. For me right now is to create that enabling environment where you can have people to think of different solutions that you can create with technology to solve those problems. So that's what we started doing. And we started also creating trainings too. Okay, no, I can't say this because I have to wait for a better announcement on their background. So we're focused on a lot of training. We're doing training on AI, we're doing training on blockchain. Right now I'm working with the digital sec to do something around crypto. I know a lot of Nigerians love crypto. And it's a bit controversial, but I also think that there are better and there are safer ways to drive this. So that's another thing we're working on. Very soon we'll put it out there. Yeah.
All right. So my final question, because you can end there. Yes. So my final question, because I believe that you all have some questions that you want to ask me. So my final question is, how do the creatives interface with government or with government initiatives? How do they get access?
So I'm going to answer that question. I want to mention something that I thought that would also be a question I was looking to that. So for me, and I think that's one reason why I started, roundtable conversations in the states, instead of just doing it at the federal level, because we want to bring it down and give it grassroots. And one of the ways to reach out to grassroots, we go and meet them wherever they are and have this conversation. For me, that's one way, because like the way we are right now, I'm talking to you, you can ask questions, and you can get instant questions. That's that. My page is there too, because I try to put updates once in a while on my page. So in case, just like my name, Fegor X, yeah, that's my Instagram. So that's my official page where I put out information. That's there. I think for now, those are the two avenues that I use to promote all the different works that we're currently doing. The last thing I want to talk about is the IDICE program. I know some of you must have heard about it, and probably for some of you are a little tired of hearing about it. For me, it's the game changer because it's a bigger fund. It's a $617 million investment. So for those of you that not want to calculate, you see that it was into billions. And the promise is that because that fund is for both the creative and the digital ecosystem, so half of it goes to the creative and half of it goes to the digital. So imagine you have a $300 million fund for the creative industry. It's a huge fund. And the objective of that is to be able to do those three things that I mentioned. Infrastructure, access to finance. And the kind of access to finance I'm talking about is the kind of one that you take and you have that breathing space. If it's 5 years you need for that investment, you are going to have that under this fund, with as a structure. Then we now have skill development, which is going to go across all the different states. What the Vice President has said is that every single state is going to benefit from this. So matter of fact, we're also setting up hubs across universities in the different states in the country. It might not get to all the universities we have in Nigeria, but I know that every single state will have a hub in the university. That's for the university side, that's for the university ecosystem. Then for creative, we're going to have hubs. We're going to have hubs to support both the creative and the digital ecosystem. We're going to have, I was discussing with Nancy, where imagine we have a state like this, what you have here, across the different states. It means that we're creating more opportunity for stage play. Yeah, then you can go any single time, buy tickets. The shows that we're talking about that happens, we can begin to create our own story. So you want to watch shows that talk about the media, you go there, buy your ticket, and you're watching it. So any show you want, we can produce those kind of shows. That's the kind of things we're hoping that we can do. Also, I talked about cinema too. Those are the kind of funds that will be available for individuals that want to produce cinemas across the country. So that, because the thing is that, imagine we have cinemas across all the states. Producers are going to make more money. Actors are going to get payments. I know that's one thing that actors complain that they are underpaid. Seriously, they are underpaid. But you have 4 cinemas and you're producing, you're generating more money. Then you have that conversation to get more money across to the producer. So we're going to, hopefully by next week, we're going to put out information on where we're going to kickstart that the guidance from.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, before we take questions generally, we love it when government comes and tells us their plans. But we think it would be best also from a broader perspective for a veteran also to say the things that is affecting us. I know there's nothing about the creative space that you're able to think of as a question that Joke hasn't experienced or fought for or canvassed for. So broadly speaking, I want to generally give the government from the creative space the perspective of what you want or what you see it being, and also then without the gift taking 1 or 2 questions people, or what as a point of generalization, can you just paint a picture of where you see the creative space in the coming years, so they understand and solve a problem for us and not a problem for themselves. Also, one more thing that we're also going to tackle, sir, is exposure level. Like you said, exposure down south, zero exposure up north. Even down exposure in places like south is way different from some parts of Edo North, Edo Central, and the rest. So how do we scale these things down? That's the side question. But please, on behalf of everybody, answer. Thank you. Please, can we clap for the video?
So I'll just talk about some things that are top of my mind because it's such a broad and huge conversation. One of the things that has come to light recently, you mentioned it at the beginning of your speech, which was the fact that where we make a lot of films, and but quality seems to be an issue, a global perspective. Now, one of the issues that one discovered was the fact that there's actually a huge pot of money ready to chase Nigerian producers. But and this is from not even from the diaspora, but from international markets. And one of their problems is the level of artistry in our works. The level of, they like the stories, but the level of artistry. And the level of artistry comes to something that you mentioned, which is skill. The skills are not there to take it to that level that will then get the kind of international funding that we want. Now let me try and give you an idea of the kind of international funding that we're talking about. If I can get 10 million dollars in Nigeria today, I will be so excited because I know what I can do with 10 million dollars. Alright? But if I use that $1 million internationally, that's more than 10 million dollars. That's the pay of one actor. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So we need to shift our paradigm. There needs to be a paradigm shift where we aim for global, not local, global excellence in skills acquisition. And to do that, the skills training must be of a global standard without losing what makes us relevant in the global space, which is our cultural roots, something that we're going to discuss later. Do you understand? So for that is a conversation that needs to be had, because there seems to be a lot. I mean, anytime we have an opportunity to discuss myself and Tola, I'm always saying the microwave, that's what I call it. Microwave training is driving me insane because well, microwave training is a huge challenge because we tend to want to do things so quickly, and we do not then have the skill global standard. So if my light goes off when I am performing, right? One of the things that I am trying to do, the light goes off, and it's either I pause or I raise my voice because the mic is no longer working. I must be able to project as a performer. But if I'm not properly trained, I don't even know how to project. Now, because government is thinking of numbers, which is why your question was very important. Government is thinking of numbers. Government needs to also think of depth. It's key. So we must be training micro because have a huge youth board. I can understand that. But we must be able to get a core of people. Later, Makaiwe explained it this way. She said, in a garden, you have grass that is luscious, that is green. But even in that lawn, in that garden, you have the flowers. The flowers are not, but they are there. They are attraction. So we must be able to find those group of people that we can then take to that level that is an international standard. Is government prepared to do both in time? Because that really is what is going to allow you to be able to do that within the 4 years, within the 8 years that the government is in existence. That's all. Let's stop there. That's everyone. Let's talk about it.
I don't think there's any response to that. You just to take what you said. Yes. So I'm taking it. And I want to appreciate my colleague as I'm not going to take it for that. My colleague is there, Tola. She's the DG of National Center.
Okay, now, so I think we'll take some questions. But first, I would love to get the answer to the question of exposure. So how then does the government go to, I don't like using the word, but domesticate this broad solution? So it touches everybody across the board and has a similar effect. So the guys here in the beginning, some of them here might have not heard of what you are planning. Yes, we currently have a lucky because of our government. And I think we'll take your resources, we'll see, and maybe borrow from our plans. Yes, we love that as well. So we want to know, most of us as exposed of you might not even be aware of the initiatives that have been going on now. The $300, $600 million fund. Now, measure that against other less exposed parts of the country. So the program of awareness, domestication, working across borders with other hubs of governments, how do you hope to do that? So creating on the streets, who might not like the government in quote, but would be drawn to the initiative so they can now let do that.
So there's something I advocated when I was talking. I know one of the things that we try to do is to have state representative working with INI's technical committee. We started that, I think some state governors have sent letters to us nominating someone. Because I feel that if you have to do so, for example, just as an example, if you have to create maximum impact, you need people on the ground to be able to do that work. So that's when the state coordinator comes into place. So that's one way to solve that problem. So whatever is decided, whatever is done at the federal level, the state coordinator breaks it down to state and breaks it down to the grassroots so that everyone is aware. I know very soon we'll start launching out some media campaign, and the media campaign is not going to be for just the national media houses. We're also looking at local media houses across the different states. So those are some of the things that we're going to do. And I also mentioned that the state roundtable too has also helped us to come down to the level of the individuals in each of those states, just to communicate at their level. In terms of exposure, one of the things that we try to do with the fashion training is that I know before we started, we had a conversation with the French embassy and also the Italian embassy in terms of bringing some of the professionals in the schools in Italy and France to come and do some of the training. I want to see how we can take some of the best students to France and Italy to have probably like a 6-month course, then come back, just to give them that whole global exposure, and also because we want to do things at that level. If we're expecting global brands, then we need to train our people to that level where they can start to produce things at that level. So those are some of the things that we're also trying to do.
So we appreciate it. So we take some questions from this side and also from this side. So let's do 2 questions each. Okay. So, sir.
Okay, whilst we're waiting for the question, I just want to make a comment. You see what Pedro said about having representative from each state. Know the name of your representative and you can hold them. Don't do like you do with the politicians that just leave them. Know the name of your representative, all right? It's very important because you have to do the framework because he may not even know what your needs are. Do you understand? Yes.
Okay. So, sir, first question. Okay.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon all. My name is Israel Evo. I'm the national president of NATO. It's not really a question. It's an observation. And the observation is the fact that every government that comes in tends to have an intervention plan or program for the creative sector. Unfortunately, these programs don't really impact the sector as much as they should. For 2 basic reasons. One is the fact that these intervention programs are short-term and they are not backed by any policy which will make them work. And the times where industry does flourish is because there are enabling laws, backing programs, intervention, grants activities into that sector. In other words, they are deliberate, targeted at the short term, medium term, and long term. And these intervention programs are constantly designed to the entire sector, from infrastructure to human resource capacity building, to funding programs, to getting the private sector involved. The truth is, government cannot sustain the industry. Through policy, they sustain the industry by giving direction to the private sector that have the funds to invest in the sector. So the question, although I said it's not a question, the question then is, of all these programs being rolled out by the different agencies within the creative space, which at times again is a problem, because we do not know who to hold responsible, because there are too many government agencies who tend to be doing the same thing and doing it in the same way and bringing out the same results. The question I want to ask is, of all these running programs for the sector, because we recognize that the creative sector is the new oil for Nigeria. Beyond saying, yes, we wanted to bring in money, what are the policies that are being put in place? Backed by what? Because that's what makes it workable and sustainable. What are these things that are being put in place to ensure that this goes beyond this government, so that it does not become another getting a bank of industry to fund the sector, and then the conditions given are way beyond what the real corporate practitioners can afford, and so there is no impact. And their policies. 1. 2 is, I said 2 things. The second one is the fact that too often we read the haters, the practitioners, these are meant for us. And yet we are never involved in that research. No matter how much you feel for someone who's employed, you feel the pain, the way that this is felt. And for us as practitioners who with us, we are never involved. And then we just read the papers, this has been rolled out, we are not involved. Is there any plan going forward? The stakeholders will be involved in the designing, in getting a feedback as to what
Yes, I agree with you. Policy is very key, and that's one thing that the minister has been driving. I'm going to give you an example. One of the policies that's been worked on, and I'm hoping that before the end of the year, before the end of the year, will be done. So I talked about the fact that in getting the funding of the bank, we're now using the intellectual property as the security. That's one policy that's being designed right now. Because what I think is that by the time it becomes, it's easy for all the banks to jump on board. But the question is, if you had waited for the policy to come up first of all, you will still complain that nothing's happening. Because the thing with policies that you can't even see it, it's something that you work on, see it in and out. So doing all of those things, but just, can we do this first of all, what policies are being worked on? So that's why we started with all of this. So I'm going to show you that policies are being worked on. By the end of this year, it's going to be rolled out where it now becomes law, even working with the CBN, where it becomes law for the banking sector to give out money to creative using the intellectual property as the collateral. Then at that point, even without it being law, there's like 3 banks now that have jumped into this because they've seen that it has worked with COVID. Now we're having conversation, we're about to launch another fund now. And the policy is not out here. So imagine by this being on board, and I agree, policy drives sustainability. So hopefully to have that. And the second thing I was going to get to, I know when we went to Cannes, one of the conversations, and that's why we're not so involved in Cannes in terms of having our Nigerian booths and all of that, because we felt we need to have something to sell. So one of the things I experienced in Cannes was a lot of these countries had their selling point was, we will give you cash back. If you co-produce with us, there is a % cash back or there's a 40%. It's easy for them to drive that because they have policy driving that. But right now we're working on our own policy to be able to drive that. We're hoping that next year we will be able to have that conversation and say that come and do it with us. If you do that, you're going to have this percentage cash back, and we hope that that will attract a lot of international or a lot of countries or a lot of producers in different countries to collaborate with Nigerian producers and create more opportunity for us. Because I've heard different cases where there was someone that mentioned the case in Canada, that Canada were giving out funds for production and Nigerians were denied because we didn't have that policy, and a lot of them went to South Africa. So we know that all of those things are there. So I'm assuring you that we're currently working on that, and hopefully by the end of this year we'll have those policies rolled out. In terms of the second question, I would say that we're not 100%. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I know that a lot of practitioners were involved in the stakeholders engagement we had to do that. Even the one that was done in Lagos too, we had a lot of associations there. But we're not 100% there. We will keep improving the process so that we can carry everyone away. Sorry about that you're not involved. Look, you're in the middle, so you see. So clap for us.
Okay, let's take one here. Okay. This one that our guests are asking questions. Okay.
I'm going to make it very short. So, I represent children's entertainment. You know, you're already laughing. And so, what I've noticed is when there's something, funding, opportunity and all of that, government is giving, they always call the seniors, the Nollywood actors, the adults. What happens to the children? That, when you have the children, because what we do in our company is we're raising a new generation of actors, producers, set designers, and all of that. And we have all of these things in place that we do in our academy. What we do with our children? One of the things that the music industry did was they did policies, they put policies in place that helped the African music, Nigerian music to now improve and go beyond what it's gone now, how it's gone now. The majority of your children consume content, foreign content. While we have producers in Nigeria that are producing children's content, are you looking at the kind of policies that you can be put in place to ensure that these hard-working producers and people who are doing these things can actually be patronized? Because at this point, what we do with our content is we have to now partner with media platforms who are not willing to pay for the local ones, but they are willing to pay for the Obodo Igbo. So what are we doing with regards to that space? Because most of your money is going out of the country. And then we also need funding too.
Okay.
I really want to buttress something that she said. You know, one of the key problems that we're having in Nigeria, and it's a big problem, is that our children are consuming foreign content without understanding the context of the foreign content. And unless we produce our own, we are running into a problem that we cannot solve. As Africans, we're very used to having conversations across generations. It's not a problem for us. But because of the foreign content that we are beginning to consume, our people are beginning to find it impossible to have conversations across generations. And so conflict resolution is becoming an almost impossible task. And part of the problem too is when someone like her produces content for children, she goes to an advertising agency and the advertising agency can't. She goes to the streaming agency and the streaming agency says they can't. The number of times that she has tried to give up because she couldn't find money to do the work that is absolutely necessary for the building of a nation, for the building of what we call Nigerian project, turning the Nigerian project into a Nigerian nation. It is something very key that this government, if this government doesn't find a solution to it, I'm not sure that we will.
Okay, so quickly for the sake of time,
No, let me answer.
okay,
So, yes, I know that problem is that, just to show you again, myself and our teacher, but I'm going somewhere to say,
You're just helping somebody.
yeah. So, I know it's a problem, and it's become cultural, like you said, it's become a cultural problem. Sometimes I listen to my son, that's what he said, I just don't like it. He heard it from my cousin, and I heard it. And these are foreign stuff. So it's a big problem, and we're going to teach.
So can we agree now that we're going to be having some policies directed towards ensuring that we have a creative space in our own context to a large extent. So in multi-choice, for example, now Nickelodeon is going to be streaming in Nigeria, not brute force, but they can be encouraged to ensure that 30% of their content can be domesticated. So that gives her and other of our contemporaries the space to play. Thank you for being. So I'm taking a question and one here, and then we'll call it wraps, please, because we have the next. Can you project? There's something. If you cannot use the mic, just project.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay.
Let me I want to inform you. Before now,
I think you need it. Okay. My name is Stanley Orosa. I'm the State Chairman of Cinematographer Society of Nigeria, the State Chapter. I want to inform you. Before now, there was a bill at the National Assembly, Mopicon bill. Okay. So, one of the problems I think we have in the entertainment sector generally, each time a new government comes, everybody is abandoning the old things and not wanting to continue. Because probably the other one was in party A and this one is in party B, so they see them move. But I think your government, this government, our government, should focus on this bill because it will help us. Because almost everything we've been saying, from what I've seen, is in that bill. I don't know if you understand. Then secondly,
it's called multi-tax and
okay. Then secondly, Nigerian Film Census Board, please, I want to beg. We should stop employing people who study agricultural science to go on the sensory fields.
Hussein is the head of the Nigerian Film and Video Censure Board.
He doesn't censor.
He's at the top of it. Waiting. Tribal Hussein is exactly. And I think there's no, I really look, I'd like to know the Nigerian that is as experienced as he is in all aspects of film right across the value chain. Whether be it in the administrative, be it in practical. He is extremely knowledgeable and also really recognized as being extremely knowledgeable. Now, I think part of your challenge would be that probably the states, those in the states may not be as knowledgeable. I'm assuming that maybe that's part of the challenge, because one of the things that Tribal has said recently is that they're there to classify. They're not there to censor. They will classify and they will advise, okay, for the good of your own project. But also part of what he's doing is trying to train those who are under him to have a better understanding of the industry. I mean, there are people who are supposed to study economics, like theater. Do you understand? So, it's a matter of training.
So Mr. Federal, please take Auntie's advice and take it to her room.
Okay. 1 second, quickly. I beg of you. We have a play starting in the next 5 minutes. And I'm thinking enough questions here. Let's take one here and then we just wrap it up. Is it possible? Okay. Ask your question. Quickly, what's your time?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chinyere. I want to say something to all the Nigerians here. Some of us, we don't like encouraging Nigerian movies. I've been in a place where should you have movies? Yes. I have Water and Gary. I have what about Nigeria? Please, I don't want Nigeria movie or another. So if we don't encourage what our fellow Nigerians produce, how can we now encourage other people outside? So
I watch with Netflix.
So I think that also stems from the last question we had with the kids and kids entertainment. So I think when you start consuming foreign content from a young age, it makes it less easy, harder to appreciate our own children. So with this, I want to. Okay, sorry if I don't take this question, I will not go.
Big.
Thank you very much. Fellow, how are you today? Welcome to the ring. My brother's wife, how are you? Welcome. My brother, this is to you.
Yes, sir.
Edo State, we have had the similar opportunity and honor to have the kind of governor we have, who have done so much for the creatives. We've never had it so good. I want to ask you this, or I want to tell you this. Can we put politics aside and your government support this government to help the creatives? Let me tell you what I'm saying. I can tell you our governor will give you 500 hectares of land to build a film village, free of charge. But what you do for us is this. Can you help federal government help us? Because to be quite frank with you, Edo State as we speak is the hub for filmmaking as we speak. I'm sure my brother's wife can tell you that. This is where we should move is now. African Magic is here, 2 films. Rock is here. So, we will give you the land. Do us a film village. I'm challenging you to do that for us. Thank you.
I think we close it up. And all the questions should enter editorial one. Give us what? A film village. Yes, sir.
In answer your question, I am here.
Okay.
From that problem, I am here. I'm sitting out here, I'm talking to you. That means that we're ready to work together.
Please can we clap for that? So, we can continue this conversation for another. Maybe you would like to talk to government. Before you beat me, okay, say it quickly. Mr. Tunde wants to beat me, so say your own quickly.
So, my question is, what are the government efforts opportunities that are there? Because actually,
So can we first of all, can you clap for the festival by yourself? Just please. So sir, I will summarize that question for everyone to make it like this. The beautiful thing about this entire festival is not just the place alone, it's these conversations we are having. We're not just here to be entertained, but also to be informed. The NCC goes through several means using SMSs, emails, and the likes to pass information to us that gives us the basic info that we need to have. What is your good office doing to ensure that the common man on the street can get the basic info about the government's large programs? Thank you.
I'm going to be back again. Yeah, I'm going to come back again. We're currently discussing to have an official roundtable here for the crazy, so we can have more people there. But I'm also going to say this. The fastest way to push out information is to work with the local people here. And that's why we're trying our best work with the state government here to drive and to communicate with all of them. Because we say we're going to do it for our side. We might not need to reach out to everyone, but by partnering with you, you know where to reach out to them and bring them out.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for our very amazing guest. Yes, the SA, the President of Nigeria, Office of the Vice President, on different and as well as our very beloved mommy here. Please, Edo State, can we stand up and celebrate these amazing personalities? Make some noise for. Okay, so we will do things real quick. We want to take a photograph. Okay, yes. So, ma'am, we have some of our guests here. Please, immediately after this session, we're having Birds of a Feather. It's an amazing play showing right now at the Performance Theatre, at the South Stage. So please, do not miss it. The main hall, that's the South Stage. Birds of a Feather, please endeavor to attend. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, everybody. Please join us. Birds of a Feather showing now.